Good morning. Today, I decided to take advantage of our great Florida weather and show you one of my favorite places here in Ocala, and that's Sholom Park.
Sholom Park opened here in Ocala in October of 2004, and it's been hugely popular with locals and visitors alike ever since. This 44-acre park was conceived and built by Sidney and Ina Colon, the developers of On Top of the World communities here in Ocala. They say it was inspired by a visit to Boston Gardens and that it was named after Sidney Colon's grandfather Sholom. Their idea was to develop a place where people could come and just rest and relax while enjoying the natural beauty of the landscape. And pretty much everything growing in Sholom Park was designed to thrive in our Central Florida climate. Native Florida plants have combined with cultivated ones to create a beautiful landscape that needs little or no extra watering. The paved trails throughout the park lead you under shaded canopies of live oaks, hickories, and longleaf pine trees, through beautiful gardens and across open prairies. And if you need a place to rest, there are benches placed here and there throughout the park, so you're never far from a spot where you can just sit down and drink it all in. The park has several different themed garden areas, and you really don't want to miss any of them. You can walk the whole park pretty easy all at one time, or you can just focus on a single area each visit and change it up every time you go. There are no bad options here. Everywhere you go in the park, you're surrounded by the sights and sounds of what I call old Florida. You know, all the stuff that was here before we moved in. One of the prettiest pathways takes you through the ginger garden. And the ginger garden has more different kinds of ginger than I actually ever knew existed before. And I love ginger plants anyway, but blooming ginger, it's gorgeous. Bright red flowers, hot pink flowers, red and pink flowers. It's just an explosion of tropical color. It's really something to see. All through the park, you'll find little areas designed to inspire you in some way, or just to let you stop and reflect on things like friendship. A prime example is this statue of Raymond J. Funk, the longtime friend of Sidney Colon. There's the formal garden, with its lush green foliage and live oak trees. This is probably one of the most cultivated areas of the park, with changing beds of flowers and perennials depending on the season. The path here is lined with azalea bushes and boxwood, and lots of native saw palmettos surround the live oak trees and magnolias that shade the path. It's a great place for a picnic, or just relax and hang out for a few minutes listening to the soft sounds of the fountain splashing away at the entrance. Then there's the path that takes you through an azalea garden. And this is absolutely amazing in February and early March when they all start to bloom. You pretty much know you're in the South when you're surrounded by blooming azaleas on all sides. Trust me, this is an area that absolutely cannot be missed in the spring. And, of course, nothing says Florida like Spanish moss hanging from a majestic live oak tree in the early morning sunshine. At least, I don't think so. Now, if wide open spaces are more your thing, you can head out on the Prairie Trail, which is dotted with hickory, longleaf pine, and some gorgeous magnolia trees. It's too late for them to be blooming right now, but earlier this year, well, just take a look for yourself. The Prairie Trail area is another popular spot for people to picnic or just hang out and enjoy the sunshine. Along the Prairie Trail, you'll find the stately and serene olive tree promenade, with its 18 olive trees lining each side of the path. Olive branches are the symbol of peace, and the number 18 is considered by some to be the symbol of life. So it's no surprise that this path is reported to be a favorite spot for weddings. The Prairie Trail is also where you'll find the bat house. It can hold up to 800 bats. And since a single bat can gobble up to 4,000 bugs a night, the bats are a natural way to handle insect control at the park. And bats have the added benefit of being absolutely adorable. They just remind me of little teeny tiny foxes with wings. I mean, come on, who can resist that cute little face? And of course, my absolute favorite spot in the entire park is the lake. Again, there are several benches placed here and there around the water's edge, so you'll have plenty of spots to kick back and enjoy the scenery. And there's plenty of shade, which makes it a great place to hang out for a while and just let the cares of the day slide off, while you listen to the sounds of nature and the gentle splashing of the fountains that keep the water aerated. The lake is home to a huge variety of koi fish, too, so when you're finished with all that relaxing stuff, Just head on over to the covered pavilion overlooking the lake, where you can buy them some fish food for $1 at the machine there. They get really excited when anyone gets near that machine, so it's pretty obvious that they get fed a lot. In fact, you don't really even need to throw any food in. Just hang out over the edge of the railing and they'll all come swarming up begging for a treat. So make sure to bring some change with you on your visit, because the fish are hungry, and really, who doesn't like to feed the fish? They sure seem to appreciate it anyway. Here at the lake, you'll also see a variety of other water-loving wildlife, like frogs, turtles, and wood ducks. And if you're really, really lucky, you might even see a family of wood ducks. The park is home to a lot of other wildlife too, so during your visit you'll likely see a whole host of other local inhabitants. Look closely into the trees just beyond the path, and you might see some squirrels just doing squirrel things like wrestling and playing chase around a tree trunk. Or if you're very, very still and very, very quiet, you might spy a field mouse looking for breakfast. You'll also see the occasional turtle heading out for who knows where, or sometimes a sleepy raccoon just hanging out in his favorite tree. Bird watchers will have a field day here too. Just a few of the bird species that you might see are cardinals, osprey, hawks, and my personal favorite, pileated woodpeckers. And maybe even a crane or two if you get lucky. And Sholom Park has much more to offer than just a quiet place to reflect. They offer a variety of educational and recreational programs too. On Saturdays, they have yoga in the park. Full disclosure, I am a bit of a klutz, so yoga is not really my thing. But if it were, I can't think of anywhere better to do yoga than outside in the park. Come on. Given the choice, would you rather do yoga here or here? Yeah, me too. Besides yoga, Sholom Park also hosts concert series, family events, and even movie nights. So there's a whole lot of stuff to do here all year round besides just go to the park. So the next time you got some time on your hands and you're wondering where to go or what to do, consider spending some time here at Sholom Park. I guarantee you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner, and maybe I'll even see you there.